David, here's what I think. I think that you would suggest that there aren't people who have never seen an opera. There are only people who haven't seen an opera yet.
That's exactly right.
And you have continued over all these years just to drive audience, and not just for ticket sales, although that's important, but for also to expose folks to this beautiful art that is a trilogy of dancing, spoken word, and music.
It makes me sad to think that people might go through life and not experience something like this. And so, whereas you can't get to everybody, it's certainly worth trying because it has everything. It has great singing and great acting, visuals. It has everything. And it can move the heart. Listen to that, Denise Graves. I get teary when I listen to that voice. It's so beautiful. And to have that kind of voice within a theatrical presentation is about as good as it gets.
And not to be missed. Hey, on the other end of our line is Dr. Dave Wagner from WRCJ 90.9 FM. I got two Dr. Davids with me. Dave Wagner, it's nice to hear from you.
Hey, good evening, Fred. Boy, it's a real honor to be able to participate with you and say hello. Say hello to Dr. DiChiera.
Hey, Dave.
Well, he is here in the studio with us with lots of ardent arts supporters from Southeast Michigan, most of whom you probably know, David. But when you think about Dr. David DiChiera and the work you do with WRCJ, but going back many years, what a force he has been here in Southeast Michigan. In the business that you're in as a musician, also a teacher, but a radio host as well, what impact has he had? It's got to be incredible for you.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I remember going to those first productions, the Overture to Opera productions. I was a student at that time at Wayne State, and being so moved by being able to go to live opera in Detroit, and to see what's happened in Detroit, and to see this incredible growth of Michigan Opera Theater because of the passion of one individual like David DiChiera, who has brought it to fruition. It's absolutely astounding what he has been able to accomplish here. And the great thing, Fred, is the focus has always been on the work. It's never been about him as an individual. And that's what makes celebrating his achievements even more glorious, because his love of the music, his determination to bring his dreams to life. And everyone has been able to be part of that. He's taken us all along on this great journey of love of opera and discovery of the great music of opera. And it's a gift that he's given to Detroit, and it's a gift that keeps on giving.
Well, Dave Wagner, radio host, WRCJ 90.9 FM, and I know a great admirer of yours, Dr. David DiChiera. David, thank you for joining us on the phone tonight. It's been great having you here.
I'm an admirer of him, so it's mutual.
A mutual admiration. David, thank you. When you think about in the genre, you know, we're all complaining these days, oh, the business is changing, we have to do X, Y, and Z. The arc of operatic music, going over centuries, counts on, am I right, finding geniuses along the way. You're not going to say count yourself as one, but we'll reserve the right to do that. That makes it a lot bigger deal. It was here before we were here, and it's going to be here long after we've passed. That's a legacy we can pass on.
Opera began in 1600 and has had huge influence over the centuries and has changed according to the time and the culture, etc. So it's always reflected, you know, us as a civilization as well. And so, and I've always been excited over the last some years. I've always wanted to bring operas, which I put under the title Opera of Our Time. Yeah. So there are operas that reflect our time, what is happening in our world. Opera does that very well because it brings important things, gives it an emotional kind of a climax that most arts cannot do.